Hello everybody. Actually, my name is Puan Badariah I'm here to talk to you about interdependence. But maybe first of all, I should explain to all of you who were expecting to see Cik Jo, Kukathas. Instead, you're seeing me, so maybe you're a bit confusion. But I am here actually as a wakil of Cik Jo. I am here as a representative. Actually, I said to Cik Jo, why are you going to speak to TED? I also want to speak to TED. Actually, I feel I have more things to say to TED than you. So she said, okay, if you really want to speak to him, be my guest. So she said she's also very happy to hear what I have to say. She's here somewhere. Yeah, but luckily I'm here also, and today I'm very happy to walk in her shoes. Luckily, we have the same size feet. Thank you. So, hello, my name is Puan Badariah, but you can call me Mina, and I am from the Department of Lost and Found. That does not mean that if you lose something, you come to me. No, because I am in the lost section of the Department of Lost and Found. That means people come to me. You can come and see me if you want me to lose something for you. Yeah. If people want something to be lost, then they come to me. You know, over the years, I've been very, very busy. There are so many things to lose in Malaysia. In fact, since the beginning of the Department of Lost and Found, we have lost some very important things. We have lost some very important people. My speciality is losing affidavit and evidence, but suicide notes also can. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to be in the Department of Lost and Found, but the reason I say to Cik Jo I want to speak today is because sometimes, and recently I've been feeling we are losing too many things. You know, the minister is telling me lose more things, and I'm saying we have already lost our Mak Yong, we have lost our Wayang Kulit. I must draw the line somewhere. I mean, we have lost our heritage, we have lost our sight, we have lost our way, and we have lost some of our best artists. I mean, recently we lost Paul Ponadure, you know, and I'm very sorry for that. This is not the official statement. No, officially, we couldn't care less. So I was told that interdependence is a relationship where each member is mutually dependent on the other member. It's true. Like me and Cik Jo, for example, somewhere. We are an example of mutual dependence. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes I feel possessed. Yeah. Like me and Cik Jo, you know, it's like rasu hantu like that. And you see, interdependence can be terrifying sometimes, but it's a process of negotiation, of trying to understand, even when it's terrifying. But what is this interdependence? I mean, is it like globalization? Is it potato? I'm not sure. Of course, this kind of interdependence is not something new for us in Malaysia. You know, remember the golden age of Nusantara. Yeah, the 15th century when Malacca was an international trading port. You know, they were trading spices and silks to Europe. 80 languages were spoken within the walls of Malacca. And the historian from Portugal, the Tom Pires, could say, whoever is Lord of Malacca shall have his hands on the throat of Venice. Malaysia boleh. But, history shifts, power shifts, and today Malacca is just a dusty town which has walled up its port, it's painted its history red color, you know, and it doesn't have its hands on anyone's throat. You know, Malaysia does not have its hands on anyone's throat, except for its own. This is called, in Malaysia we call self-strangulation. And in Malaysia we know this is possible. But more of that later. So what are we going to do with this 21st century interdependence, which we say is out there? Are we going to accept it, or are we going to strangle it? Now, of course, you will say, of course, we will accept it. We have already accepted it. We have our iPhone, designed in California, made in China. You know, we have our Starbucks. We are very dependent on Starbucks. But that is material interdependence. I don't want to talk about material interdependence. In fact, I want to ask, what is the point of material interdependence if we have turned our back on each other culturally and spiritually? In Malaysia, yes, we are materially very interdependent on each other, but I fear that culturally and spiritually we have turned our backs. I fear we are in retreat because we are afraid of sharing who we are deeply as human beings. I mean, do we even know the person sitting next to us? I don't know if we do. I don't know if we can. You know, we can talk and talk and talk about iPhone until the cows come home, but we can't talk about things that matter deeply. You think I'm going to make a Shahrizad joke, isn't it? I'm not. No. I am not Raibina Berry. No. She tak tutup aurat. I am Puan Badariah. So I want to ask, as Puan Badariah, in what way are we interdependent? For example, I know I am mutually dependent on Cik Jo for her shoes. But what Cik Jo and I are seeking is a deeper kind of interdependence, a cultural and spiritual interdependence, a kind of empathy of the heart and mind. You know, she thinks my mouth opens. Actually, I'm her puppet. But is anyone... No, I'm not her puppet. Yes, I am her puppet. But is anyone who knows wayang kulit? Is anyone who understands wayang kulit knows the puppet is the one who is in control, not the puppet master. You see, the puppet master, she is just from the material world. But I am from the spiritual world. And we puppets, we speak the truth. So listen. Now, we all know Malaysia has had a long history of cultural and spiritual interdependence. Our rituals, our religions, our food, our traditional theatre have all been entwined for a very long time. Our bodies have also been entwined more than a few times. But more of that later. Or maybe not. Because I want to talk about religion. One place I used to visit last time before was Pulau Besar. You know, it's off the coast of Malacca also. Pulau Besar has got these very elongated Sufi shrines, Sufi graves. It used to be a very common pilgrimage site. The spiritual nature of the island, the quiet sound of the cicada, it's like the sound of the Buddhist monks chanting. It would attract all the spiritual traveler, whether he come from his Hindu temple or his Muslim mosque, or his Christian church. People came to Pulau Besar drawn by its deeply meditative nature. I remember taking the ferry there one time. It was crowded with pilgrims. There were plump Indian women with marigold in their hair. Jasmine, you know, not marigold. Then there are Malay women in very stiff tudong, clutching hordes of small boys, all wearing vertically striped t-shirt. I don't know why they always wear vertically striped t-shirt. But never mind. What I remember is after the crowd of the ferry, the island itself was quiet. People disappeared into the jungle, going to personal sites to pray and meditate. You see, Pulau Besar is a place which has a shared past. We shared our living and our dead and all the rituals in between. So a Hindu could go there and pray at the site of a Sufi saint because he would appreciate what the saint had to teach him. But interdependence is messy. You know, it's not always a feel-good channel like Pulau Besar. Sometimes there were conflicts. Sometimes these movements of goods and ideas were the result of war and empire. Yeah, we know this in Malaysia. We are a product of a lot of war, a lot of empire. But we embrace the war. We embrace the empire. We embrace the mess. And we embrace all the new ideas that came from everywhere. We embrace Hinduism, we embrace Buddhism, we embrace Islam, we embrace the Dutch, the Portuguese, the English, the Japanese, the Americans, but not the Scientologists, no. Nobody wants to embrace the Scientologists, not even Katie Holmes. But what I'm trying to say is, in Malaysia, we used to be very, very promiscuous. Yes, we had men coming in and out and in and out and in and out of our country. You know, we were so promiscuous, materially, culturally, spiritually. It made us so creative. It made us so open and respectful, not just of the spiritual world, of the forest and the estuary and the mountain, but open and respectful to new ideas, new philosophies, and dare I say it, new gods. Our cultural promiscuity made us open, made us exciting. I mean, can you remember, for example, the tokong? Yeah, those red Chinese shrines that used to be everywhere. Every spooky corner, every old tree, yeah, every T-junction, every construction site, yeah, even every barber shop. And this little shrine, they contain gods, spirit, orange, dato, nenek moyang from everywhere. But where are they now? They are gone from our landscape. They are lost. We have lost them. You see, our openness is what made us interesting and resilient. It made us creative. But now we want to lose everything. The Department of Lost and Found is so busy. And as a result, we have become weak. We have become like dead people. Now, the old globalist, last time globalist, Akbar the Great, he said, the pursuit of reason and the rejection of traditionalism are so brilliantly patent as to be above the need of argument. If traditionalism were proper, he said, the prophets would merely have followed their elders and not come with new messages. In Akbar's court, the ideas were spreading what to do with art and religion and culture as much as it was to do with irrigation and education. You know, his wife was a Hindu and he was a Muslim, but he could rule an empire. Now, in Malaysia, we think if a Hindu and a Muslim marry, the sky will fall on our head. I mean, when did we start being so superstitious and suspicious and close-minded? And why did we become like this? I don't know. I'm not sure of the answer. Maybe nationalism. Maybe it's true. The battle we are facing today is nationalism. You know, how to be independent and interdependent when nationalism is so strong. Today, we are in a battle with nationalist positions, which are essentially conservative, concerned with unified identities, not plural. Nationalist identities. Please don't make me say one Malaysia. Okay? Yeah. Because when these are only nationalist identities and not plural identities, as a result, we are at each other's throat. And since we are all interconnected, that means, in essence, we are all at our own throat. Yes. Self-strangulation. I told you, in Malaysia, we are slowly killing ourselves. Why are we killing our own culture and how? The how is easy to explain. We reject. We reject the past and we reject all our differences. Whatever is in our culture and we don't want, we give it back. Don't want. Even if it has been part of our culture for hundreds of years. Oh, this is Indian culture. Don't want, cannot. Oh, this one is Chinese culture. Cannot. Lose it. This is Dayak. I cannot. Buang. So what is left? We are left with this thing called national culture. It is the culture of rejection. It's like if you want to eat curry laksa, but you want to reject the curry, the noodle, and the kerang. What is left? What is left is the serai, the lima purut, the santan. Of course, it smells nice, but you cannot eat it. So what is the national culture we have left? It has been emptied of all taste. It is tasteless. Our traditional dances are now parades of women in polyester and tinsel dresses. Their arms are fluttering in half-remembered imitation of dance. But there is no trance. There is no trance, so there is no dance. Because there is no ecstasy. Nothing new is being created. There is no openness. There is no hybridity. There is no joy. So I am worried about our culture. We are unwilling to admit that it is dying. We are unwilling to confront its demise. Now maybe you are thinking, oh, you shouldn't say such things. You shouldn't say such things. You will get into trouble. You know, I don't care if I get into trouble. Because sometimes I have to stand up for what I think. Besides, they can't arrest me. I'm just a puppet. I am just a beautiful reflection of Cik Joe's affection. You see, interdependence has its uses. So what has happened to our culture? It has been removed quietly and efficiently from our national lives. Schools do not teach dance or theatre. You know, when I was young, I used to do square dance, stick dance. I won third prize for doing the ribbon dance. But now everything is polarized. The children are being marched to separate rooms to study their different religions in case they become confused and kotor with a religion not their own. They are taught to fear and even ridicule other people's belief. Even worse, they are taught to remain ignorant of them. Empathy and understanding of the unknown is being removed from the map of our heart. Some more, religious culture is becoming competitive. If your religion can get respect by you being angry, ours also can. Yes. So when there was controversy over, for example, the one over Erika Badu, what happens? We enter into a pact that is a passive-aggressive pact. We lock ourselves in our compound and we growl through the gates. If we want to say anything, we make anonymous postings on the internet. People can threaten her. People can even threaten to kill her. And we say nothing. We are frightened. We may be overstepping our boundaries. We feel, oh, we don't want a fight on our hands. Because we feel we have no right. We feel hopeless. Now, before we all start singing Kumbaya, my Lord, I want to say I'm not here to charama you or kumbaya you. I'm here to ask questions. You see, Mr. Ted, I see this kind of interdependence as being of value, yes. But how can we be interdependent when we are not prepared to embrace each other anymore? How can we be interdependent when we reject, when we deny? We even deny a singer like Paul Ponodure the opportunity to perform at Istana Budaya because he's a Christian. You think they tell us you cannot sing Christian song there? Why? What do you think will happen to me? They think that if Paul sing Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, that the walls of Istana Budaya will come tumbling down, is it? And yesterday I read that now JKKN said that nasyid groups can perform in national culture and art auditoriums, but gospel singing cannot. The reason they say is because nasyid is cultural, but gospel is Christian. Doesn't matter if they are singing to the same God. All of this is making us culturally very schizophrenic. So we keep letting this happen and we do nothing. I think because we are afraid. And who can blame us? You know what they say? A national language is a dialect backed by an army. Well, our national culture is sadly a singular culture backed by an army. No wonder we're frightened. That means that our once plural hybrid culture is dying and everyone is too scared to fight, to save it. No one feels they have the right to save it. Now, I'm sure you are thinking, is this what you think? Or is this what Joe Kukathas thinks? Actually, I don't know. But I think I am thinking and saying what I feel. But that Cik Jo gives me the avenue. Like that. She needs me. I need her. She says things I cannot say. I say things she cannot say. It's not that she is just walking in my shoes. I sometimes try to walk in her shoes also. Sometimes also try to understand her point of view. You know, when she first met me, she didn't understand me so well. No. When she first met me, she thought I'm some stupid civil servant. But now she has learned to wear my shoes. And she now knows the map of my heart. We have known each other for 20 years. And over the 20 years, we have grown together. And we have listened quietly to each other. I just wish after 20 years, she would change my wardrobe. This is the same tudung I've been wearing for 20 years now. Yeah, it belonged to Jit Murad's mak. Yeah, he stole it and never gave it back. But that is another story. So where are we? We are at a crossroads. We have to make a choice. But what choice do we have? Well, one choice is we can go outward. We can be part of the global citizenry who think and feel like we do. But you know, I'm not happy with this choice. Sorry, Ted. Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid if we only look out, our minds will also opt out of our own country. Our country has become inhospitable to our ideas and to us as spiritual beings, so we will leave it. Not physically, but intellectually, spiritually, culturally, we will leave. Maybe some of you have already left. We will become disembodied. We will be ghosts, living in our own country. Global citizens, yes, but living in a wasteland, cannot. I don't know what my other choice is. I only have a little bit more to say. I'm sorry, I cannot see any timer, you see. There's no number. Oh, there. So sorry. Okay. I want to only say one thing, my last point. I'm so sorry. I want to know what my other choice is. You know, I don't know what my other choice is because nobody ever asked my opinion. And nobody has ever asked me to think about it or think deeply. But I think maybe we have to just ask questions. But maybe the thing is, we don't know what is the question we need to ask. So, you know, TED is about ideas worth spreading. But maybe for now in Malaysia, what we should be doing is asking what are the questions that need asking. And maybe we have to go inside and think about that and ask ourselves. And maybe one day we will know what is the question worth asking ourselves. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to walk in Miss Jo's shoes. I'm happy she's walking in my shoes. I just hope she gives them back to me at the end of the day. Thank you. Thank you.